Thank you, Scott. Thank you very much. Boy, the world is changing, isn't it? Just think about, our treasurer was saying recently about how our tax code hasn't been upgraded since the 1950s and how commerce has changed completely. Our clients are changing, their expectations are changing. Hopefully we're changing as well. And today I want to talk about this, what we call exponential change. Do you know the world is changing exponentially? What does that mean? It means that one client says to me, "Oh, we're really stretching, Craig. We hope to grow 22% this year, 22%. I thought, that was pretty good. The day before, my client said, "Craig, we're doubling our revenues every 3.5 weeks. Wow.
Wow, indeed.
One client in a linear mindset, another with an exponential mindset. So the world of events is therefore changing exponentially as well. I know, I speak to many of your clients and they say, we want to make our events go exponential, not just linear, exponential. I said, well, you're talking to the right person. Because I come from a community that's been talking about exponential growth since the 1860s. Did you know there's a professional society formed in the 1860s, now called the World Future Society, where we have 25,000 professional members that study exactly economics, demographic shifts, emerging technologies. This is my crew. I call them my get out of jail for free card because I can post a message into this group if I'm moving into a new industry that I don't know anything about, and within 48 hours, I'll get hundreds of scholarly articles, I'll get reports, videos, incredible content. One of my clients, an executive at a mining company, said, "Craig, I've got this project. They want me to speak at this industry group on the future of mining, and I don't know anything about it." I said, let's use the get out of jail for free card. 789 content pieces he got overnight. He said, I think I've got plenty of material now, Craig. It's a great community to be part of. Maybe you'd like to join us. If you've ever thought about the future, have you ever looked at a particular technology and thought, I should do that? And then you saw another company came out with a similar technology, you go, well, I wish I did that. Maybe you're a futurist in disguise. Maybe you'd like to join us. Did you know you can get a college degree in future studies? We've graduated 900 students here. They're all employed. One of our graduates is running the census. The bad news from the government, going to cut $400 million worth of funding. I said, aren't you worried? You're not going to be able to do the census. He said, you know what's happened the last 10 years, Craig? Mobile technology. What do we need? Everybody's got a smartphone. We can do the census for $400 million less. No problem. We just have to open the minds of government. So when you go to futurist school, they say study 3 areas because one of the areas that you study is probably going to go out of date. You need to have a backup plan and a backup plan. So these are the 3 areas that I focus on: people, business, and technology. And today we're going to be able to talk about 2 of the driving forces that are impacting every industry and especially your industry. But I'd love to talk to you about many others of them. Maybe you can meet me online. I run a Ask Me Anything session every month where you can come into my electronic office and say, Craig, tell me about that mega marketing trend. What is that about? Craig, talk to me about emerging business models. Maybe I don't have the right business model for the future. It doesn't matter what client that I work with. When it comes to that briefing call where they call me up and they say, Craig, we want to bring you to Hamilton Island and talk to us about how financial advice is going to change in the future. We're worried about our future. Did you know that there's a bank developing an algorithm right now that does the same work as 18,789 financial planners?
Wow.
What, Rick, take a look.
No, use an algorithm rather than an opinion or a commission. Exactly, based on data rather than opinion. And it doesn't matter what industry, every single industry, primary industries are talking to me. The Cotton Growers Association, the president said, Craig, we've seen more change in the last 3 years in our industry than we've seen in the last 30 years. Well, what does that look like? We are custom designing life code, putting it into cotton seed, so it uses 50% less water, no pesticides, and a third less fertilizer. It's completely changed their economic model, completely changed their economic model. So now we have cotton growers moving into New South Wales. We've never had that before. It's because they have a brand new economic model. Think about your industry for a minute, where you come from. I bet you've been feeling it too. So now is time for us to discuss. Here's your learning partner for today. Here's your learning partner for today. Your learning partner. I'm going to ask you to turn to your learning partner and ask them, how much has your business changed in the last 3 years? You've got 30 seconds to discuss. Your time begins now.
Go. But as the technology and the business models change, it's the people that are suffering, right?
Yeah.
They become numbers. They become, sort of things on a spreadsheet, and they are being cut, and eroded. And so what you end up with is young, not, experienced. They come in, they do whatever, and then they are either thrown away. People are being thrown away
Maybe.
because of this
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that change is bad, because
Yeah.
I'm sure change is good. I think that people are the things that are suffering
Yes.
because of what's going on.
And some new opportunities are emerging at the same time. And I'll be
That's
talking.
what I want to hear.
Yes. I know your industry, no matter what industry you come from, maybe you're caterers, maybe you're a hotel group, maybe you're an AV company, maybe you're in finance, maybe you run a bank. It doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. Every industry has changed. That's because technology changes exponentially, but people think in a linear manner. They think, I'm going to be 1 year older this year. That's 1 year. They don't think, I'm 2 and now I'm 4. Now I'm 4, now I'm 8. Now I'm 8, I'm 16. Yet some people I know are running balance sheets like this right now. We want to be connected to that exponential change. Some are worried, Mary Rose, that humans will no longer be necessary in the future. And meanwhile, one of my clients says, we created 500,000 jobs in America that didn't exist 3 years ago. Who's the client? Apple Computer. 3 years ago, you could make a living as an app developer. Now there's 500,000 people making a living in a $13.6 billion industry that didn't exist a few years ago. So some things are going into decline, like, the last paper plant in Australia is about to be shut down. They have 12 weeks left of cash. Will we ever have paper in Australia again? Only if we import it. But some things are improving. We're moving from opinion to data. Things are improving where we can have real-time connections between you and your doctor to tell you to come in to see them before you get sick rather than end up in the hospital. My cardiologist prescribes apps now instead of drugs.
That's great.
Do you swallow them?
He said, I can fix your heart disease, Craig, and all you have to do is change your lifestyle. Or you can take this pill for the rest of your life. Does your doctor recommend apps instead of pills?
No, but she does recommend lifestyle change.
So I need to You cannot think about what's happening in your industry without understanding what's going on in the world. And I don't have much time here tonight, so I've put together a series of video clips that I've curated to sort of jam this into the time that we have so we can get through it and get to the other side so we can have a plan of what the future is. So there's a great video series started by a friend of mine, an educational futurist, who put it on YouTube in 2006 when YouTube was just starting, and now it's been viewed 500 million times. The video is called Did You Know? Have you seen it? Hands up if you've seen it. Really? Only one in the room. I'm obliged to play it now. So I'm gonna play this video. It's only 2 minutes long. These are real facts, data, research published from the United Nations. There are 125 futurists at the United Nations. Dr. Keith Suter used to run this group for the United Nations. Did you know that? Did you know in 2028? Have a look at this, and then we're gonna have time to discuss with our learning partner. Watch this. Peril and opportunity, peril and opportunity. Turn to your learning partner, ask them, what was the most surprising thing that they saw in the video? You have 45 seconds. Your time begins now. Can we switch back to the Lumi instructions? And I'm going to trigger the first question next. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Now time for a little survey. I want to see who's in the room, who has experience with this streaming technology. Are you a hybrid event producer? Have you attended a hybrid event? Are you a hybrid event expert? If you get out the Me Too app that hopefully you've downloaded from the App Store. The instructions are there. Put in the event meeting ID. Our Me Too operator from Lumi will push the first question to you, and it will gauge your level of experience. So I can customize my content on the fly based on who's in my audience and what experiences they have. Now, I'm not going to show you the results. I'm going to publish those at the end so you can see them. They'll be pushed straight back to your mobile device, your iPhone or your iPad.
Oi. No I in this one.
Oh, or Android as well. All right. The question is, what's your hybrid experience? Please answer that. We'll leave the poll open. We'll show you the results in a bit. Do you know we're living in a world where phones are more valuable than oil? Want some facts around that? Okay. Can I have my slides back, please? Slides back, please. Apple's the most valuable company in the world right now. Who's number 2? It's on the chart. ExxonMobil. Apple's market cap, about double what Exxon is right now. Double. And I was talking to some of my clients at road service organizations who are lamenting the fact of young drivers not getting driver's licenses anymore. And one CEO said to me, yeah, my teenager, he just takes Uber everywhere in Auckland, he was saying. What does he need a driver's license for? And there are 82 companies, up from 73 last month. 82 companies this month in April. What will it be in May? 82 companies valued at more than $1 billion that haven't even listed on the stock exchange yet. Who's valued them? Venture capitalists, investment bankers with hundreds of millions of dollars of cash because one of them is doubling their revenues every 3.5 weeks. Let's see if you can guess which one. Xiaomi. Anybody have a Xiaomi phone? Yeah, $46 billion. Haven't. $46 billion worth of value. The latest investment, $1.4 billion, December. They produce a phone that is very much like an iPhone 6, but it's not Apple's. But it's very similar. And you can buy it outright for about $300.
But does it actually work as well?
Some people say maybe equally as well. Really? Plus, it's in a different language.
Oh, well, that always works.
Yeah. Uber, number 2 at 41.2. Snapchat, was that a good investment at $2 billion?
What is it?
Snapchat, where you can send rude photos to your loved one and they disappear.
Your loved ones disappear?
No, not the loved ones, the rude pictures. No, that's what people thought it was for. SpaceX just got a $2 billion contract with NASA. They said, you know, we shouldn't be doing rockets. Let's outsource that.
To who?
To a privateer, the private space race. SpaceX, Dropbox, Spotify, Square, point of sale, Stripe, online sales. These are all companies who haven't listed yet. And I know what you're going to ask me. Are we in another bubble, Craig? We're not.
Actually, Craig, I was going to ask you, where are they mainly? Are they mainly Chinese companies?
No. You can actually click at the top and you can click US, Europe, Asia. Most of them are in the US. Not all of them, though. And an increasing number are not in the US. I mean, just what did Joe Hockey say? We're living in a world, he wouldn't say their name, where the biggest taxi company in the world doesn't have any vehicles. Worth $41 billion. You know what the taxi industry is worth in America? $15 billion. How much bigger are they? More than double. Yeah. Yeah. And everything they're doing currently is completely legal. Facebook is the world's largest publisher and creates no content. You do. Yes, thank you for uploading your photos. We now own them. And this company, the world's largest retailer, Alibaba, largest retailer, how much inventory do they have? None. And you think the tax laws from the 1950s apply? And the conference organizer took me to Rotorua, you see. And she said, oh, we're going to put you in the Rotorua motel. Now, my grandmother lived in Rotorua for 35 years and worked at the department store there. So I knew that resort that hadn't been upgraded for at least 25 years. I didn't want to stay there. So I went to Airbnb and I said, what's my budget? They said, oh, the corporate rate at the resort is $215. So I got a place right on the water, whole house, $146. Is that okay with you, conference organizer? Sure, that'd be fine. Do you guys Airbnb? Oh man. They had a launch party in Sydney before they launched. They took over Cockatoo Island. 3,000 people turned up to their launch party and they hadn't launched in Australia yet. Sorry. I go overboard sometime, but Airbnb, what are they? I was just working with an international hotel group yesterday. This worries them. Every night booked with Airbnb is a night that's not booked in their hotel. And soon, there will be an event tech startup. They might be in this room here today, actually, that'll be worth $1 billion. I know, because I'm tracking the money. There will soon be an event tech startup worth $1 billion, probably next month. Do you know what they're called? Maybe it's looming. There's a race with 1,000 event tech startups that launched in the last 6 months, all being backed by personal credit cards, all being started by 2 or 3 people with laptops, credit cards, and an Amazon developer account where you can get the world's best computers at scale and create a global business for $50 tonight. Right? Some things are going into decline, others are booming. How about the event industry business? Oh man. And many of them, I go to their web pages, you should list all the corporate clients and event organizations that they work with. I think, wow, if there's they're getting clients like that, they must be doing pretty well. I know, because many of them are turning up at the events where I'm turning up. I thought I'd just share 1 or 2 with you, and your homework is to check out the other 1,000. Because one's going to be worth $1 billion, I'm telling you right now.
Do you know which one?
No.
Well, that's no good.
But my client, who runs the largest law firm in Australia, said, Craig, there's a legal startup that's worth $1 billion, and I'm the biggest law firm in Australia. I just merged with the biggest law firm in China, and they're bigger than us. It's like the tail is wagging the dog. You know what I said to him? They are the dog. You're the tail. Think about it. He said, maybe I should get out of law and get into law technology. You think? Maybe. So I thought I'd share a couple with you that I've used at events and my clients have went, oh, that was so good. Do that again. Recommend another app. That was good. And it was just one off this list that I thought, let's have a go. Because I like to help my clients sort of improve their events on a regular basis. They run lots of events. Maybe you can improve every month, maybe every week. So one that I have used lately is Crowd Mics. Works fantastic. Love it. It turns every mobile phone into a remote microphone. And all you have to be is connected to Wi-Fi. It doesn't even have to be connected to the internet. You can just set up a little $60 router, and anybody in the audience can pick up their phone, and it gets pumped through the room audio. No more passing, those mics around. Those days are done with. And how about for event producers? Remember the Headphone packs we used to wear from Motorola, remember those? Those days are over with. Have a look at this.
Camera position 2, ready. Starting in 2 minutes. Roger.
Roger. Communicating with your friends has never been easier. Line app allows you to talk with up to 12 friends. In real time, worldwide, and for free. With mind-blowing sound quality, you can easily manage your community, your company, and your event. Line app is multi-channel communication at its best. Mission Control wants to add you.
1 minute to go on air.
Oh, I'm needed in Mission Control. See you later, guys. What's your line?
Works with your old wireless kits as well. You can plug it into a gateway, so you can use those old headsets if you still have them. But doesn't everybody have a mobile device now? So, attendees' expectations have grown exponentially. There was a worldwide report commissioned by your colleagues in the event industry in America. My colleague Rohit Talwar, do you know who he is? He commissioned the 2020 conventions research, said exponential change in expectations of attendees. Why? Why have the expectations changed? You were talking about earlier, that wine's not old enough. Why have their expectations changed? Yes, very competitive.
More choice.
More choice. And I had a job in America, and I headed to the airport and realized I had my passport, I had my phone, and I didn't have my wallet. And I thought to myself, what am I going to do? And then I realized I don't need my wallet anymore. I could get Uber from the airport, check into my hotel room with my phone, and get back in the Uber car and get back on the plane because as long as I've got my passport, my Qantas app, they verify me, right? I don't really need my wallet. And guess what's coming in 2 months' time to Australia? Apple Pay. Once you use it, there's no going back. Remember the day you got your microwave?
Apple Pay is an amazing new way to make convenient and secure payments on your iPhone. And now with Apple Pay on Apple Watch, it's easier. When you're ready to pay for something, just double-click the side button, then hold Apple Watch so it faces the contactless reader.
And that's it. Trip to America, 3 days, never needed my wallet. I'm never going back again. Our clients' expectations have grown exponentially. One CEO said, Craig, we want an event that doesn't last 2 or 3 days long. We want an event that's 365, 24 hours a day, and we'll refresh it when we come back to the annual event next year. Why would we ever do a 2 or 4 day event ever again? Who was the CEO? Chairman, I should say. John Chambers. Cisco, who said, hybrid events deliver 10 times return on investment of standard events. We will never go back. If we do an event, it's hybrid, or we won't do it. Can we push the results of the hybrid quiz to the handsets? Let's see. In the Me Too app, I'm not going to put it on screen. You'll see in the pushback the app to you, the experience people have in the room. How is that possible? How can you get 10 times your return on investment in a hybrid event? Easy. Make it last 365 days instead of 2. We're living in a really, really challenging world for people who don't understand exponential change, and an incredible world full of exponential opportunity for those who understand. The biggest issue in every association I deal with is called professional awareness. Most people are completely unaware of the change that we're going through, which is leading to other challenges. Time for the challenge question. You should have a new questionnaire coming into your Me Too app. What are the biggest challenges you have in your business? Getting more clients? Need bigger budgets? Need more delegates? We need to be better with technology? Or we're fine. We're fine. Let's see what your colleagues say. Pick one. Pick one. We'll show you the results in a bit. Luckily, event technology has become exponentially less expensive and exponentially easier. You know, how long did it take us to set up the streaming over there?
Yeah, not long at all.
Exponentially easier. If you want to see afterwards, I'll show you how it works. You basically can plug a prosumer grade camcorder that produces broadcast quality images for about $350, a little converter box for $150. But you know what the biggest limiting factor is? How fast your internet is. I have clients that are making the decision whether to move into a venue or not based on the upload speed they can get on their internet connection. You would agree with this? Yeah, I thought you might.
Can I ask you another question?
Yes,
In Asia, we know that relationships are very important.
yes,
The face-to-face situation is really important.
yes.
So this hybrid event situation does still require a face-to-face.
It does. It's not instead of,
No.
it's an addition to. It does not replace face-to-face meetings. It augments and amplifies what you're already doing. But what it does is it takes you global.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
are there statistics that make it easier to sell that through the
Sure, and in fact, your colleagues from MPI, not your association, but you know who they are. I think you get similar benefits. You can get access to the research. If you go to mpi.com/hybrid, you'll see the reports that have been done. They've surveyed your colleagues, professional conference organizers, meeting planners, as we call them in America, who have done thousands and thousands and thousands of hybrid events, and this is what they say. This is what your colleagues say. Thank you for prompting my next slide. According to interesting tidbits from the MPI Foundation, mpi.com/hybrid, if you'd like to see the full report. Here are the highlights. I find this one really interesting. Your colleagues, people you're sitting next to, and people, your friends in MPI, 70% of them believe that hybrid will be important, the future of meetings. Then we asked the CEOs, what percentage of them said the future of meetings has got to be hybrid? What percentage? 94%. Do you see there might be a little gap between what you're offering and what they want? Or maybe not. The report at mpi.com is entitled, Event Planners Are From Mars and Clients Are From Venus.
So why do the clients know more than the event planner?
Because they employ 19-year-olds.
Right. Of course.
I haven't seen the results yet. I'll have to log into my app and see the results from your survey. But your colleagues, this is from last year, said that 25% of them are yet to even attend a hybrid meeting, haven't even turned up as a virtual attendee, haven't even been a delegate. How would you know what to produce if you haven't even been a delegate? If you haven't been a delegate, could I give you some homework? Be a delegate. I just attended NAB and I didn't get any sore feet. I went to YouTube and there were people live streaming as they walked around the expo hall. I didn't have to get those sore feet. I could talk to the person with the camera in real time and go back to that booth and ask them this question, please. And I was sitting at home in Sydney. I don't have to go to NAB anymore, but I'm happy to pay them a fee to get access to the content. And 50% are yet to organize. What is the primary purpose? They say to expand the reach and engagement, expand education, rebroadcast, repurpose content.
So from a cost perspective,
Yeah.
How much addition? So you have a face-to-face event
Yes.
because you're working in Asia,
Yeah.
right? And then you want to stream it
Yeah.
and make it an online event
Yeah.
for 60 days, 90 days, whatever.
Yes.
What incremental cost is that going to be?
The cost of your broadband connection
Yes.
plus an operator, a laptop, and a consumer camera.
And what would that be?
I got a quote for a 2-day thing and it was about $5,000.
So that's in addition to the face-to-face.
Yeah.
We're actually talking a minimum amount.
Yeah. And my clients don't ask how much it costs.
No.
They ask, what's the return on investment?
Well, it's the same thing. You know, from an event planner perspective, you need to know.
And what do you think? Does attendance, when you add a virtual hybrid component to your face-to-face meeting, does attendance go down on your face-to-face? Does it stay the same or does it increase? I'm going to do a survey with thumbs, not just the Me Too app as well. Thumbs. Thumbs up if you think it goes up. Thumbs sideways if you think it's equal. Thumbs down if you think it goes down. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Obviously it goes up. Yeah.
In Japan,
Yeah.
what would happen? Because in Japan, it's all about the
Yes,
face-to-face.
it's
Do they
actually-
go online?
Yes.
Do they?
Yes.
To that
I've
extent?
got a chart I can show you afterwards. It's not in this deck, that shows the breakdown of how much online meetings versus face-to-face. #1 country in the world, Philippines.
That doesn't surprise me because of the way the Philippines work.
Yeah,
But in Japan, which is
they're
where-
way ahead of Australia and America.
Yeah,
Just
certainly.
saying. Clients say 97%, 93%. After we did it, how'd that work out for you? 7% went, not so well. These are the real data from your colleagues, 690 people surveyed.
In what part of the world?
MPI is an international organization, but half of their members are in the US. One hybrid study found something fascinating. There's a particular consumer that has a mindset of, I don't watch TV anymore. Like I want Game of Thrones, I'll just download it. Sign me up for Netflix right now. And you know what the number is? 66% of under 29-year-olds get all or most of their entertainment online. 66% get all, or it is a US number because people don't pay for research here. And you know what this study said? Pew Internet Study. For people who were interested in going to live events, if there wasn't a hybrid option available, 93% of them would not go to your live event. Like, show it to me. Should I even bother turning up? What drove this? A little website with 3 letters starting in 2007 started streaming all their proceedings. And from that point on, if I can't see video of your event, why would I turn up? Unless you're making me go. 3 letters? TED. What does this mean to you? Turn to your learning partner and ask them, what does this mean to you? What does this mean to you? You have 35 seconds to discuss. About ready for the next questions? Yes. Yeah, I have Australian numbers as well. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I mean, Asia is a big market.
I just toured 11 countries in Asia. They're ahead of us. Now I'm going to find out if you listened. Please push the questions. Please push the questions to the mobile devices. Did you listen? What were the questions? Here come the questions. Hybrid. Next one. Hybrid questions. Hybrid questions? Do you have those? There we go. True or false? Which of the following is true? Hybrid events reduces face-to-face audiences. True or false? False. Hybrid events will cannibalize my audience, like eat them literally. No, but you know, I have event planners who come to me and they say, it's going to cannibalize my audience. I go, have you ever tried it? Hybrid events are technically difficult to produce. Nah. How about the last one? Hybrid events can make your event go global. What you think is right? You can vote now. I helped you with that.
We already did that.
We did the hybrid questions, which the following is true. Who's killing it with innovative event technology? Not the startups, but the people that are using it to great effect. In 1994, a film festival came to me, and they saw that I was presenting on this new thing called interactive multimedia in Dallas, and they asked me if I'd bring it to Austin. And in 1994, South by Southwest Interactive was born. There were 2 presenters at this original conference. We had a tiny little room, and about 50 people turned up. You know how many people turned up 2 weeks ago? 180,000 people. So people say, how do I do this? I say, start 20 years ago. Or at least now. That's my claim to fame in the geekdom industry. They go, I went to South by Southwest. And it says that you, and who's this other Kimberly person? That's my wife. We're the only 2 presenters at South by Southwest. What did you do? I said, we brought this amazing new interactive technology called CD-ROM to a film festival. And it grew from there. Grew pretty big. Now it's about brands as much as.
I'm the entertainment editor at The Verge, and I am at South by Southwest. Most people think of South by Southwest as a 3-tiered festival. You've got film, you've got music, and you've got interactive. But the glue, the special sauce that holds it all together, that nobody quite gives enough credit, is brands. So while as entertainment editor, I'm mostly out here to check out the best film and music the universe has to offer, I also can't help but be curious about these brand activations. I want to see how detailed they are. I want to see how they're engaging with us socially. I want to see what kind of stuff they're giving out. And, you know, I just want to see what a brand activation is and how I, myself, can get activated into the den of brands.
Can you tell me what a brand activation is?
A brand activation?
Brand activation?
Introducing a new brand to the market by giving it to consumers. I don't know.
So can you tell me about brand activation?
Sad to say, I've been a little bit disappointed by the brand activations at South by so far this year. I haven't felt very activated, to be honest. But I got an invitation tonight to stay at the Bates Motel, which of course is famous from the A&E television show Bates Motel. And this is my hotel for the night. What the f***? This is the most activated I have felt the entire time I've been at South by Southwest.
Would you like to see the rest?
Yeah.
YouTube.com South by Southwest SXSW to see more.
Can I just ask a question on that?
Sure, ask me anything.
There was no post done on that video.
No posts
There's
done?
no post, but there was a lot of that where the imagery was actually
Yes.
crap.
Yes.
It was poor quality video. Now
Yeah.
that seems to be what's happening more and more and more.
Yeah.
It's the focus is just on the content, not on the quality anymore.
Yeah.
So talk to that in terms.
So I met the producer of Australia's funniest home videos.
Yeah, they're all crap.
Yeah, do you know it was the only TV program in the history of Australia that made a profit by the first ad break?
And well, so the expectations are so low.
Not only okay. No, people have really high expectations, but not of stuff like that. Have a look at how many views that the videos had. The Verge, $100 million startup. Just saying. Innovations at South by Southwest. In 1994, we had CD-ROMs. Cool. In 2007, we said to the delegates, you know, you do a much better job of picking who should be on stage. You pick the people who should be on the panel. And the panel picker was invented. And so now all of the speakers that are on stage are selected by the delegates.
So you're saying that quality is not as important?
Oh, well, it is to the people who want the right people on the stage. Except you're the leader of this association and you have a personal relationship with the person that's on stage. 2015, iBeacons, 180,000 of them around the city. iBeacons. You have iBeacons in your pocket, on your purse, in your bag right now, don't they? And they don't even know it's there. And what can we do with the iBeacons? We can push advertising to you. We can push an experience to you. We can tell you who else in Austin you should meet. Hey, Rispin, look, there are 5 other futurists you should catch up for a drink at the pub. And what does that look like? It looks like this. It's citywide, and they can tell where the delegates are flowing. How would you like to manage 150,000 people going to 850 venues? Well, yes. Have you been to Woolies in Bondi Junction? When you walk by the pork sausages, the Woolies app says, these are Jamie Oliver's pork sausages. They're 50% off. Would you like to add them to your basket? Or we can ship them to you just before your family barbecue this weekend. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. You have to have the Woolies app and go to Bondi Junction.
But there comes a time, surely, where people just don't download all those apps anymore.
It doesn't require an app. The app makes it better. Like, I can tell what products they were looking at on an exhibitor's stand. How much are the brand managers willing to pay for that?
Yeah, but that's more for all. It's not for the consumer.
Or expo trade shows. Who's killing it? Google I/O's killing it. And it's about to come up, and wouldn't you like to be a delegate? I'm gonna be a delegate. Who would like to go? You don't have to go anywhere. You just pull up your mobile device, stay at home, and watch it. And once you see it, you might say, holy cow, I'd like to get a ticket. The problem is, tickets sold out in 4 minutes. Why did tickets sell out in 4 minutes?
Marketing.
Because 1 million people attended online last year. It's not hard to sell 8,000 tickets in 4 minutes when you got 1 million people watching. Who's gonna watch it with me in May? I'll be there. Let's heckle the speakers. Nobody tells you to shut up. You can say whatever you want. What an awful colored jacket.
How did a million people
And
know?
it says it's a developer.
Yeah, somebody just tweeted that, by the way.
Craig, how did a million people know?
How do they know?
Last year, the
There's
design-
66% of consumers who live in this world every morning when they wake up. And they're called my 15-year-old twin boys and my 17-year-old daughter, who said, Dad, can you take the TV out of upstairs for Christmas? All we want is an unlimited broadband account at Optus, please. Google in numbers. Sorry, meant to give you the numbers. Who's killing it out there? Google. 8,000 people in San Francisco. Then they decided to go global. So they went to their 50,000 employees around the world and said, go to a viewing pod. And they called up international hotel chains and said, do you have a minimum 20 megabits per second upload and download so we can create 500 viewing pods around the globe simultaneously? And then they decided to hit publish to YouTube, and 1 million people turned up. And that's what we're streaming with today. You know how much that part's costing me? Nothing. Just saying. Cisco Live's coming up. 4,500 people in Melbourne, or you can attend online monthly. It's a year-long event now. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sessions of professional geekdom learning. It's awesome. And I know what you're saying. Well, what about us? We're the American Payroll Association. That couldn't possibly work for us. Half of all their delegates now attend online, and that they grew their business 50%. Now I know what you're asking. Did they charge them? Yes, they did. But they gave them a discount because they didn't have to cater for them. And my client, one of my clients, used FedEx and delivered cupcakes to them in the morning simultaneously, 10:01 a.m. Everybody got cupcakes All the virtual delegates, they loved it. So did FedEx. Maybe. Would you like to know what's next? I'm running out of time, so I'm going as fast as I possibly can. What's next? Well, we're immersed in this video. We're not just viewing it on view screens. You know what's coming next. You've seen it. A $2 billion startup was sold to Mark Zuckerberg. It's called Oculus Rift. There it is. This woman is screaming with joy. Holy cow! How much is this? She says. I really want that. Everybody who puts it on, the first thing they say is, oh my God. I know, I love taking it to trade shows. Everybody freaks out. You know what we call it? A techgasm. One of my clients, Marriott, has outfitted their entire sales team worldwide. You want to have your wedding on Maui? Have a look at this, fiance. Then they splash water on your face and put a big fan, and it's like you're at Maui. IBM's doing this at the Tennis Open, where you can have courtside seats and you watch the ball back and forth like this, just like you're there. You're like sitting right next to Kim Kardashian. I think that might have been paid placement. Have a look at this. This is how Marriott is selling these days.
What feature is that? This view is very cool, and when looking down is such an intense view. Beautiful.
Hey guys, welcome to Wedding Park in New York City. I'm Louise Rose, standing outside City Hall where over 100 couples get married every single day. I'm looking at them right on that aisle and put them in here. Marriott Hotel's new teleporters using incredible 4D virtual reality technology. They will be given the travel experience of a lifetime. Did you just get married? Just got married. Just now?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going. My hands are sweating.
Honeymoon. We'd like to go to London right now. Let's do it! Oh my God!
They all say the same thing. If you'd like to see more of that, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Oculus Rift. Guys, there's so much more I'd like to share with you. I literally have 479 more slides in my slide pack and nowhere to go. So I want you to be able to ask me anything. You can ask me anything over drinks downstairs. You can go to the Me Too app and post it there. And then if I answer, everybody else gets to see the answer, not just the one person I'm talking to. So I'll take my mobile device. We'll leave the poll open. We're going to leave the poll open for at least a day, right? At least a day or two. We can leave the poll open and I'll continue answering the questions online. But you know where to find me. Google, right? Just Google me. I have mentoring events. I've been running them for 20 years here in Sydney. You're all invited. Come along, ask me anything. We could meet up there as well. Give me your business card. I'll send you a complimentary invitation. Thank you so much for coming today.
Great job, buddy. Thank you.